Hello and welcome to the Blue Tweezers channel from myself, Alan, from the channel, and nobody else this time. It's just me. So how are you all doing? Hope you can see me and hear me. Let me know that you can. Hello, Charles. Happy midday to you too. It being midday where you are. Presumably it's not here. It's mid-evening. And how are you all? Hopefully you can all make it, and we'll go through what I've been doing in the gaming area and also on the channel, and also let me know what you're doing as well. Let me just send out some messages. Just one more to go. Yes, no, yep. Okay, that's done. Right. Patrick, hello. You can see me and you hear me. Excellent, brilliant. How are you? How are you? And as always in this chat, let me know, what are you playing? What are you playing? What are you guys playing, rather than just me? Let's see if there's any correlation with what I'm playing or what I've played in the past and all that kind of stuff. So, yeah, we'll just see if we can get a few more people through the virtual door. Yeah, Charles and Patrick, let me know what you've been playing in the chat. It's been quite hot here this month. We've had our apparently record-breaking heat wave, which lasted a few hours, and it's a lot cooler now. It's still not. It's kind of British summer weather now. It's returned to normal. Crossing, hello. Thanks for joining us on this Sunday afternoon, evening, morning, wherever you are. That kind of thing. And I thought we need to get a July stream going because I'm running out of the month. And I did that earlier the year, and I had to jump a month on the chats because I was doing chats for a particular month in the month after, and had to jump forward for that now. So I want to keep on the straight and narrow this time, not to muck up on the timings. Devil's Cauldron, Patrick. Whoa, okay. Yeah, that's a big, mighty game. GTS, it's Operation Market Garden, 82nd Airborne, so all around Nijmegen, was it? Let me know how it went. I haven't got that. I haven't got the early GTSs, but I've got the later ones instead. So let us know how it went. Did you get the Nijmegen Bridge? Did you hold the heights, all that kind of thing for the 82nd? Isn't it? There's another bridge, isn't it? The Grave Bridge, I think you need to go for. That's the 82nd. Can't quite remember. So let us know how did it go. And for the weekend, how far did you get? Because it's a big game. It is a really big game. Stu, hello, and Cole, hello. Cole is going to be mentioned in dispatches here this evening, so watch out for that. But Stu, you've been playing Tank Duel. Okay, yeah, great. I played that recently at the UK Games Expo with a couple of, with 3 other people. It was quite fun. And the Grizzled, don't know, never heard of the Grizzled. Who's that by? How old is that? That's something new. And you playtest the new Fields of Fire. Okay, cool, excellent. Fields of yeah. So I haven't had anything to do with the new stuff, but as you know, I've done quite a lot of work with the old stuff. I'm definitely going to get the update kit. I think that's been announced. I don't think I'll get the Deluxe because I've already got number one, and so yeah, I think I'll be all right with just getting the update kit. But it all sounds good stuff. Finally, it's got some attention. Been waiting for it. They've definitely crossing Corsair leader set up, but I haven't started anything. Oh right, so the Corsairs are still on the ground. What year are you going to be playing? What campaign and what year are you going to be playing? Let us know. Richard and Brun, hello. Yes, good to see you both guys. Yeah, thanks for coming along and watching me waffle for a while on a Sunday. Yeah, I don't know the Grizzled Crossing. I don't know. I've never heard of that one. Still hot at our place. Yeah, it's. I was just saying before. We had our heat wave fall of about 6 hours, but now it's just getting back to normal. Really, I mean, it's nice weather. It's British summer kind of weather. It has rained quite a bit, but it was quite a nice day today. But low 20s degrees C. God knows what that is in Fahrenheit. Sorry, I haven't got that brain brain capability on at the moment. Quite. David, hello. Didn't go well for the a random camp group. Don't you hate that when a random camp group turns up and a Panzer IV, and there was an 88 in Grav. Only got through one day. Yeah, I'd say that's a hell of an undertaking. It's Devil's Cauldron. So, oh well. Yeah. Well, those Germans, getting in the way. Cole, you into Cross the Bug? Yes. Low on mental bandwidth. Yeah, I kind of feel like that all the time. And Crossing 9045, the introductory. Yeah, so it's the easy one. See, the thing with those leader series, I mean, actually, I don't have any actual physical leader series games at all. I have the Vassal version of Corsair Leader, which is actually chargeable. You actually have to pay for it, which I did during the lockdown because they were offering it for 60% off or something like that. So I said, well, okay, I'll have it. So, and whenever I get to it, I always start at 1942. It's just kind of this sort of chronological thing. I don't go for the the introductory 1945. I go straight for 1942 and get blasted out of the air, and then put it away again. A bronze on Phantom Leader and target for today. Oh right, okay. Phantom Leader Deluxe indeed. What's Deluxe about it? I don't know. As I say, I don't actually have any of the physical leaders. One thing I am planning on getting when it comes out is, I missed the Kickstarter on it, is the Spruance Leader, which looks quite fun actually. Yeah, so you want to add Holland 44 to the collection? Yes, good game. I think it is the best of the 4X series, as I like to call them. I'm pretty sure of that now. I haven't played all of them, so I haven't played Ardennes and I haven't played Normandy, but I have played the other ones, and I think I still prefer Holland. I think it's just got that, except for the minor river rules. Holland 44 annoyed me as the Allies. Really gummed up everything. And Richard, hello. Yeah, coming from the Czech Republic. Wonderful. Good to see you. And Parza Glory with the solo system. Yeah, so with the solo system, when it was announced, the CDG solo system that GMT did. So I looked through the list of the games that it was going to work with, the number one pack, and Parza Glory was the only one, and that's that I have. All the others I don't have. So I thought, oh, okay, it's not really that worth it. Haven't played Parza Glory for ages and ages. And then recently, I think they announced number 2 pack coming through, and again, I don't really have any of those titles, so it's a bit of a shame, really. Okay, so David's on Last Eagles Quatre Bras. So Last Eagles, is that the Hexasim one? Again, don't have any Hexasims. I'm sounding like I'm just a complete newbie. I haven't got any games or anything. Oh, I have no leader series, no CDG solo system, no Last Eagles. My God, I'm slipping. I must buy some more games. Maybe not. Grills, a World War One card game is the Grizzled. Okay, set collection co-op game. Oh, all right. I hadn't heard of it at all, so I'll have a look at that. Who's it by? Who's the publisher? Sounds somewhat interesting. And can you solo it, or is it? It's a co-op game, so presumably you can solo it. Cole, you did France 40. Actually, yeah. Actually, tell a lie. I haven't played France 40, so yeah, it is. Yeah, it's yeah. That's 3 games I don't have, so maybe I'm not in a great position to judge. But anyway, out of the ones I've played, Holland 44, my best 4X game. Having played Ukraine, Salerno now, and Holland itself, and Stalingrad. So, and yeah, David, yeah, right. So it's the Hexasim. I do want to get one of those. I've just never got around to it. They do look really rather cool. I've got a big stack of La Bataille stuff, which I haven't touched in ages. And I did try the Legion war games, the Quatre Bataille games. Wasn't that keen, although I think I need to go back to it. But yeah, it's always been on my radar, but I've never gone for it. So I know the Ocelots one. Is the Quatrebar one a new one? Because I don't think I've heard of that one. Is that a new one coming through? Right. So we've got a few people anyway. So that's nice. Good to see. So you were telling me what you've been playing. So what have I been playing? Well, if you've been attentive to the channel, which I'm sure you have, absolutely no doubt about that, then you know that I've been playing a couple of games on the channel so far, live streams. The first one is our usual Rough and Blue with Rough Silver and Wargamer. We've been playing Donnerschlag, and just show you that, if just in case you haven't seen what's going on there. Let's get my controls right here, and that should there. Okay, so this is Donnerschlag Vuku Simulations, brand new game. Ruff had a copy. I don't have a copy, but he wanted to play it, and it's not very soloable because it's got activation cards and combat cards you play. So you can't really solo it at all. So he wanted to play it, and so we said, right, well, let's do it on the channel as a Rough and Blue playthrough. And here we are so far. We are on start of turn 4, so we're pretty much halfway through the game. He's the Germans, I'm the Soviets, and the top of the map is Stalingrad Cauldron. You can just see up here. And what he's doing is he has the Germans and Romanians here. They're the greyish coloured. The sort of brownish and the yellowish coloured ones are the Soviets. They are pushing up the board, trying to get to one of these A, B or C areas, which is a sort of meeting point with the breakout from the cauldron. So, and as you can see, he's over this river. Just has been there a couple of turns. I beat him back with this 4th Met Corps here. Yeah, the 4th Met Corps with some help was able to beat them back over. Knocked out his Stug battalions in fairly short order. Also, I had a tank battalion which snuck behind and cut him off. Took the bridge at Generalowski. He's just got rid of that. He's just destroyed that, so he's free here. The Romanians are trying to slog up the road after, and we've got 23rd Panzer here, which is trying to get up this railroad and having a tough time of it with elements of 13th Tank Corps sitting in the way. He's just broken through kind of sideways this way, but as I say, we've got a fairly decent amount of troops here. But do watch the recording if you can. It's quite a good game. I think it's fairly fast playing, but I don't think we're playing it very fast. Which is why I think we had 3 sessions and we're on turn 4. So yeah, we're really not beating any clocks here. But that's that's where we are. So that's Donnerschlag there. Then we have the other game I've been live streaming, which is I'm just trying to find it. Where have you gone? Here we go. So if you're around yesterday, we just did I think our third stream of Salerno 43. Let's just get rid of the bar there. I'm playing one of our Tweezer subscribers, Andrew from Australia. It's probably middle of the night where he is now, or maybe very early morning. And we went through that yesterday. He's the Allies, I'm the Germans this time, and he's done quite well. He's got a few breakthroughs here. So the Americans in the south here have managed to break through. Up in the north here, the paratroopers and rangers here have managed to sneak around. It was a bit of an error on my part, and they've just got through the mountains into the plain area here. He's trying to get up to these blue areas. It scores lots of points for him. And then he's also broken out of Salerno. Here he's crunched straight through my lines here. So I'm going to... this is the remnants of what I had in defence. So I've got to try and cobble things together. And of course, I don't know if you know Salerno at all, but we're on turn 9. Turn 11, the Allies start turning up in these red and green areas, so we're completely outflanked anyway. So we need to pull back anyway. So maybe it's just as well where he's breaking through. But that's where we are with Salerno 43 with Andrew. How are we doing on the chat now? So Charles, you've got miniatures on the table. Okay. Painting, and you did the hunters. Okay. Oh, and you ran into a HMS Malaya. Oh, and then the escort's got you. Oh well. Well, I'm sure you got a few points for that. But oh, there you go. I think it was the Barham was the one that was torpedoed, wasn't it, rather than Malaya? But in real life. But yeah, well done on that, Charles. Okay, so where do we go? So those are my live streams at the moment. Live streams I'll come back to in a little bit with some more information. So I do, of course, have some vassal games going which are not part of the channel, and I always like to give you updates on how those are going. David, is Salerno 43 good intro to Forex? Yes. The landing thing is not tricky. There is not that many special rules. I would say if you're looking for something concise, small map, etc., then definitely go for it. Although I wouldn't say, possibly with the exception of Ukraine 43 and maybe Stalingrad 42, none of them are that difficult. The ones I've had are none of that difficult. Holland 44 is not difficult. It's just bigger. So if you need the size, then yeah, sure. If size is a big or small thing for you, then Salerno 43 definitely. It's kind of meant to be an introduction to the series, but I don't think the system is that difficult anyway. I dived straight in. First one I had was Holland. No. First one I had was Ukraine, way back, and it wasn't that difficult to pick up. Okay, so yes, with my vassal games. So you probably the first one to go through here. Just going to where are we? Yeah, so Gallipoli 1915, Churchill's greatest gamble. Let's zoom in a bit here. So again, if you've been on some of my chat streams, been doing this for a long time. It's it's not the most rapid of games, and also Of course, we're doing it across Vassal, and there's 4 of us. So, yeah, it takes a little while. And as before, as I said, that there's me, a Brit, playing 3 Australians, and I'm playing the Anzacs. So it's two Australian Ottomans, and the British are being played by another Australian, and me, not being Australian, are playing the Australians. So we've just reached the first night turn, so we've done a complete day, and everybody's digging in. This is what these long actions mean: is that everybody's starting to dig into the hard rock and get some cover. There was some movement up here by the Ottomans. They're the greens, the oranges, and the tans are the Australians and New Zealanders. I've now got two parts of 2 divisions here. So there's the first Australian division, which is the oranges, and the top stripe is the particular brigades they're in. So there's the red is the 2nd Australian Brigade. The greens are the 1st, and the purples are the 3rd. And then the tans, this is the New Zealand and Australian Brigade. So we've got a New Zealand Brigade, which is the black tops, and then we've got the 4th Australian Brigade, which is they've only just arriving, which is the 2nd Brigade for that. I don't think in the main campaign I actually get the 3rd Brigade, which is actually an Indian Brigade. I don't think I actually get it. So yes, we had the Ottomans appeared and started marching over Chunuk Bair. That's a big hill there coming out the other side. So I launched an advance with the New Zealanders, who were hanging around the beach up to here on this flank. Everybody else is digging in. What I'm looking to do really is, now I've got the 4th Australian Brigade as well, which is pretty much going to be landing completely. Then once dawn happens, I'm looking to push the New Zealanders kind of round, flanking this hill, and the 4th Australian in support. That's where we are. So the campaign game goes for 3 days, so we've done a third of it so far. And that's Gallipoli. And the sad news, of course, is its stablemate, which was on P500, which was Mons the Mad Minute, has been taken off P500, which is a shame, really. I do like the system, especially now they have the version 2 rules, which were built for Mons, but they were backwards compatible with Gallipoli, and that's what we're using here. It's a lot more streamlined as a system. But there you go. So yes, that's Gallipoli, 1915. Churchill's greatest gamble. Right, so the next one I have been playing is Pericles here. So we're just finishing the 2nd turn, so we're just about done with the issues, and I'm the Eurypontids, one of the Spartans. I'm in charge, but I think I'm going to lose. Yeah, I've lost the control of the assembly to my friend opponent, the Aegiads, so the 2nd Spartan player. What I've been able to do, though, is to march into the Athens area. I can't actually take the city, of course, but I've been able to do a little bit of damage there, and we're going to get some honour for doing it. So our Aristophanes card has said that we need to get into Athens, they need to get into Sparta, and I've managed to get some Spartans into the Athens space. So all well and good. Elsewhere, I'm not quite sure what's doing. So I had quite a bad turn, didn't win a lot of issues, which is why I lost the assembly. Didn't have a lot. I think I only had three issues to place. They've all been done now, so it's my opponents and the Aegiad player to get on with it, really. How are we on the chat? Carl, how long have you been at Gallipoli now? It's a good question, you know. How long has it been? At least 6 months. At least 6 months, I would have said. Yeah, at least 6 months. Might be longer. I think at least 6 months. Charles, yeah. So Salerno 43, yeah, sure, it's great. Yeah, as I say, I don't think the system's that difficult. So jumping right in, I'm not sure it needs an intro game, but this is definitely an intro game to the system. And yeah, Cole. Yeah, it is. Well, it's going to be. And apparently, GMT said they were going to update everybody in the in their email, e-newsletter of where it's gone. But I haven't heard anything yet. And of course, my opponents in 1950, Gallipoli 1950, the Australians, they actually know Jeffrey Phipps, who's the designer, and yeah, they're a bit upset about it as well. But there you go. It just wasn't getting enough orders. That's all. Bruno says I'm prolific. Okay, I don't know. Maybe foolhardy, I think, rather than prolific. Just too much on at the same time. Wardrobe, hello, Todd. How are you going? Yes, good to see you in the chat. What have you been playing? I saw you had a chat session with 3 other guys. I haven't watched it, but it did come up, and I sort of briefly looked at it. But I haven't been able to delve into it yet. Sorry, but yeah. How did that go? And what else are you playing? Are you still having a crack at Battle for Normandy at all? I know we talked about it quite a while ago. I'll probably put it away by now. So anyway, back to my games. So yeah, this is Pericles. So I don't think I'm doing that well. I'm in 3rd place. This is the victory point track, and these are the victory point markers known as honour. So the demagogues are way ahead. Then the autocrats, which are aristocrats. The other Athenians just ahead of me, and then the Agiads are a couple of points behind me as well. So yeah, we're not doing that well. We've had to change, so we've had a new Agiad player. The first one dropped out, and that caused a lot of delays, which is why it's going quite slowly. Good, okay, and what else do we have? Who else? What have I shown you? So there is... oh, yeah, actually, I haven't got one of them up. I need to... give me a second. I didn't bring one of the files up when I was getting prepared. So, give me a second here. There we go. Yeah, just running through the latest log here. It'll be on screen soon. Bear with me. Sorry, I forgot to put this one up. So there we go. So what we have here, we have GMT's Into the Woods, Great Battles of the American Civil War, Scenario 2, Sound the Long Roll, which is an absolute bitch for the Union player, and guess who? Which I'm the Union player. So this is sort of one of the initial attacks by the Confederates, and yeah, it's kind of a whitewash. However, I think I'm actually winning. So pretty much you have to be blown off the board completely, while the Confederates don't take many casualties for the Confederates to win. And so I'm not completely off the board. I have one regiment here, 18th Missouri, which is low on ammo. He was out of ammo. He just managed to get some ammunition. That's the last on one of my brigades. And also this is my 2nd brigade, of which I have again one regiment left, who's been fairly beaten up as well. And then I've got 2 artillery units. As you can see, this artillery unit is completely surrounded by Confederates. He's doing very well, though he's actually doing very well. He's managed to take several lumps out of Confederate units here. He's lost a lot of strength points, so I think I'm actually probably going to win this, although it doesn't look like it on the screen. We're almost finished. It's only a 2-turn game, only a 2-turn scenario, and this is the second turn. I've just done all my activations, and I think 2 each of the divisions, the green division and the red division here on the Confederate side. So there's probably a couple of more activations left with the Confederates, and then that's the end of the game. So, but I've been running through that. As I say, it's been difficult, very difficult. How are we doing on the chat here? Going for Charles, you're going for multiple siege. Yes, very nice, very nice. Korea or Mighty Endeavour. Oh, Mighty Endeavour Standard Combat Series, I think. Yes. Normandy and beyond, I think. Yeah. Korea, is that the old Korean War, or is that OCS, or there's probably a few other Koreas as well. Not sure. Next war, Korea. Which Korea is that? And so Wardrobe, you were given Into the Woods. You got given it. Very nice indeed. Well, get on with it then. If you've been given the game, you have to get on with it. I think it will probably solo quite well, because it's all Confederates one day, and then it's all Union the next day. So it's kind of one side attacking, one side defending, mainly. So it probably works that well. Although it is quite a complex system, it is quite and of course it is big. So, but I'm sure you've got the room. I don't. That's why it's on Vassal here. Partly because it's on Vassal, I wouldn't be able to play it otherwise, frankly. And Bob, hello. Hi, Bob. How you doing? We were just mentioning about Tank Duel, which we played together at UK Games Expo. How you been doing? Haven't heard from you for a while. That's good. You're gonna get Hex to Hex to help you. Very good. Yeah, go for it. Yeah. Have a good time. Okay, the last one to show you is actually a new Vassal game, and I kind of fell into this game really. So here we go. It is. This is GMT's 1914 Offensive à Outrance. So this is the 1914 system for the Western Front, the whole Western Front. So I saw on a couple of things. It's a very nice Vassal mod, however it's a very old one, and it uses some quite sophisticated early capabilities of the system which are no longer supported. So I have played some Twilight in the East, 1914 Twilight in the East, which is the Eastern Front. I played a bit of that on Vassal, and I was having real problems with it. It was messages, files were corrupt and stuff. I had to give up really. However, we found an early version of Vassal, which you can install alongside the new one, and it works fine. And the same thing here. But I was looking. I was looking on Vassal on sort of who wants a game of whatever, and I just caught that 2 guys had decided to play this. So me being the interventionist I am, or just sticking my nose in where it's not wanted, I just popped into their chat and said, "Would you mind me joining in?" And they were very happy to do that. And I said, "Look, you guys are." You guys play the French and the Germans. I'll play the Belgians and the BEF. So that was all good going. So we decided to do that, and then the French player disappeared, like disappeared off. As far as we can tell, disappeared off Discord completely. So I've taken over the whole of the Allied side, and we are. Where are we? We are on just starting turn 2. So we've had the French or the Allied turn 2 currently. Yes. So what do we got here? Up at the top, if I zoom in, just go through things here. So we have the Belgian army here, which is running for Antwerp, although I didn't sprint. So the Germans are there ready. They will probably attack me next turn, but I'm just going to try and get out of the way. My idea is that if the Germans attack, this is the Germans' first army. This is the big sort of hook across. And if if I can kind of let them take a lump out of the Belgian army as I run away, it kind of delays them a bit. We've got that's the German first army. Here's the German second army. The game starts with Liège already taken, so we still have Namur here as a fortress, but Liège has actually fallen before the start of the game. And this is the French 5th Army here. This is the German 3rd over here. And we had, in turn 1, it was very, very restrictive. So there was only things happening in the south. So this is the French 2nd Army here in Lorraine, which has advanced over the border. I've attacked, taken some casualties, as you'd expect. And the Germans are kind of just sat there and taking it. I've been attempting to try and get into this objective hex here by attacking this 1st Bavarian Reserve Division here, and then this 1st Bavarian Division here, and it hasn't really worked, to be honest. I need to run the run the log forward. This guy retires. But I don't really want to stick my neck out by advancing now, because on the 2nd Army front, which is these guys, this is the 1st Army, we haven't had a success. But as part of the Plan 17, I have to do what's known as several mandated attacks. So each of these, well, most of the armies have a what's known as a strategic plan. And normally you can just abandon it after turn 3, I think it is, which is next turn. But of course you get VP penalties for doing that. However, on the French side, you have to complete your mandated attacks before you can abandon the plan. So otherwise you can't abandon the plan. And it's what does the plan do? So it gives you these target areas. You can see these sort of little French flags. The Germans have them as well, so you can see a German cross here as well. And when you're moving, you have to move closer. Otherwise, you can't move. So you have to keep going forward. Yeah, you can imagine Plan 17. It's starting to hurt a bit. I had an attack at this fortress. I've come through the mountains in Alsace here. Got a nasty surprise. There was a whopping great big division protecting there with I knew there was a fortress there. They're all entrenched. This guy took an absolute walloping. It's 13th Division. Very nasty. Down in around the Belfort area, I've advanced up. Taken Mulhouse or Mulhausen here. But he's got some pretty strong forces here coming through. A couple of really crack divisions. Well, not crack, but decent divisions. Reserve divisions, but they're better than what I've got, so I'm probably going to end up pulling back from there. The British don't appear until turn 3, so there's no Brits on there as well. And as you can see, the Germans are starting to move forward up here. Yeah, so that's where we are with that. Offensive Trance. So it's good to be able to play it, actually, because I don't have the space. And I think my copy is actually unpunched, would you believe? But it's good to play it on Vassal. How we do with the chat here? So career Fahrenheit Ice. Oh, okay, yeah. Ah, right. Yes. Yeah, I know of it, but I haven't seen it or looked at it or anything. Bob. Oh, you play the tank duel scenario. Okay. Oh, you really? You kicked ass as the Russians this time. Okay, you did a lot better than we did then. No, you were the yes, yeah, you were the Russians. So yeah, you had your second go at the Russians. I think you were doing very well. It was a fairly brief game we had. It was on just the one morning. But yeah, okay, good stuff, good stuff. And of course, you had the infantry bit as well, which we were playing a bit wrong, as I remember. Uh, yeah. Oh, Stu's been playing some tank. Yes, you did mention you played tank duel. So yeah, it's good to see that being played. I think there's a new tank pack or coming out on P500 as well, isn't there? Good, good. Okay, so that's all my games that I've been playing. So if I turn me back on, right, there we go. I can get rid of all these. Okay, so new games. So it's been pretty quiet. I expect next month is not going to be quiet. I've got quite a batch coming from GMT. I will be getting the Great Battles of History Caesar Deluxe coming through, the Musket and Pike dual pack as well, both very big games. And the other thing was, oh yes, the Stalingrad 42 expansion. I wasn't going to get that, and then I looked at it. It was like $14 P500, and I thought, well, if I'm getting the other two, I'll just throw it in. Gay abandon. I thought I'd just include it. So, didn't go for the mounted map board. I never go for those mounted map board offers from GMT because I've got the map. It's fine. I've got the thing to play on. I don't. If the map is mounted or if it's not, is fine with me. I don't mind either way really. So I don't really go for those extra ones. But for this month, it was a GMT game that came through, which is Fall of Saigon, Fire in the Lake expansion. So another expansion there. So I'm not going to go through an unboxing of it because it's already unboxed. But what you will find is that actually I've got that thumb, the Fire in the Lake and the Saigon set up behind me, and we're going to take a look at it a bit later and maybe just run through a couple of things with it. So yeah, look forward to that. So it's not going to be quite an unboxing, it's going to be kind of a little mini playthrough thing. See, yeah, and you can see what it's like. Okay, so the other thing I wanted to announce was there will be 2 new live streams coming up on the channel. Musket and Pike seems popular in the chat. Yes, yeah. I'm interested because I've never been that much of a fan of those kind of 16th century, 30 years war, English Civil War games. None of them have ever struck me as being that enjoyable. I found them very sort of stuffy. But it's a good value pack for P500, and I thought, well, okay, let's look at it. Let's look at it again and see if I like it. So it's a little bit of a kind of shot in the dark a little bit for that. But we'll see what it's like. And of course Caesar, yes, yeah, indeed. And yeah, David said thinking of Musket and Pike as you like Men of Iron. Yeah, not done by the same person. So Musket and Pike is actually done by the guy who does Fields of Fire. So it's Ben Hull. It's not a sort of Richard Berg or Mark Herman, Richard Berg kind of stuff like Men of Iron and GBOH is. So it is a completely different system. It's not a stablemate of those at all. But as I say, I've just kind of gone out on a limb and got it because it seemed very popular. It came through P500 quite quickly, I think, and yeah, there seemed to be a lot of game there. So I'll give it a go. See what you think. Uh, yeah, wardrobe. You got the 42 expansion, yes, and it's $14. Yeah, exactly. So if you've got Stalingrad 42, it's kind of a no-brainer. Extra scenarios, yes. So why not? Um, yes, sorry. So new streams coming up. New streams coming up, indeed. So we have in the chat one of our Tweezer who is going to actually be joining me for another live stream or what is it, campaign, I suppose, and that would be Coldano. So take a bow, Coldano. Do it anyway. Nobody can see you, but yeah. But thanks for volunteering to be able to pit your wits against me, and we will be playing the following. And this will be VUCA Simulations Operation Theseus. So I think this is a reprint, or not a reprint, but a reimagining of Triumphant Fox. It's North Africa using the Arkan across the line, across the Boog River system. So we're going to be getting onto that fairly soon. So watch out for that on the channel. Join in with us. We're going to try and play. I think it's the short campaign, scenario 2 of Operation Theseus. If you don't know the system, have a look, see what you think. It's quite nice. There's 3 games in the system. There's the Arkan, Boog River, and now this. So have a look and see what you think. So watch for that. Up and coming, fairly short order over the next couple of weeks on the channel. And then the other thing, we'll be doing a stream. This will be in conjunction with Ruff's Ultimate Wargamer. And this will be a little different. There's actually going to be 3 of us. Another Tweezerati, a guy called Anton Clerta, who lives up in London, which is kind of halfway between me and Ruff, where we live in England as well. We are going to be playing, and I hope this comes through on the camera all right. So this is Multiman's TCS GD42 as a 3-player. So this will be myself and Ruff as the Russians, I think, and Anton's going to be playing Germans, playing the first scenario. And that should be fun. TCS, really good. I like GD42, and the other thing is with the War Room with 10 games, GD42 is one of those, so I've managed to con everybody in playing GD42, which is really great. Yeah, I met Anton at it was the PunchCon at Coventry earlier this year, and he was playing a Frozen Hell, which is the Finnish Tolvi Yarvi battle on TCS. And he said, look, you want to get together, blah, blah, blah. So the slightly different thing on this is that occasionally, and we haven't quite planned it yet, is that we may actually physically set up and play it at some point during going through the scenario. So we'll meet up and actually put it down cardboard to table, on cardboard to paper to table, at some point in the sequence of us doing the live streams. So it will be mostly Vassal, but occasionally we'll actually have a day, probably in London, to actually play it out. So some real sort of face-to-face stuff. Not quite sure how I'm going to stream that, or if I'm going to stream it, or what I'm going to do, or after action report, or whatever. I haven't thought that far ahead, so forgive me. But that's coming up as well, and we should be getting onto that in August, starting in August again on Vassal, with the 3 of us playing. So look forward to that as well. Cole says, make sure you have coffee in hand before you view. Yeah, it's probably going to be really, really tedious. And Stu, your daughter lives in Lutterworth, just down the road from Coventry. Excellent, excellent. Yeah, so maybe you can make a detour next year. I think next year's PunchCon is likely to be in the same place, so you can get on down there. I'm definitely intending to turn up, so maybe we'll meet up. That'd be great if you've got a base very close by. Good stuff. Right, so Operation Theseus and GD42. Of course, we'll keep going with Salerno 43 with Andrew, and also the Rough and Blue stuff. We'll see how far we get with Donnerschlag, and then we've got a fair stack of games after that, which we think we're going to indulge in on the channel. I haven't done a lot of recording, must admit. The configuration of the room changed kind of at the beginning of the year. It's been a bit of a bind trying to record things, but I will get back to it. I'm pretty much intending to do what I'm going to do next, which is the Fall of Saigon behind me. So one thing that the Fall of Saigon gives you in Fire in the Lake is you can play the Fall of Saigon scenario known as Black April, which is actually a 2-player game, not 4 like the rest of Fire in the Lake. So you've just got the ARVN, the Army of the Republic of Vietnam, versus the North Vietnamese Army. Just the 2 players. It also has a bot system. There was a bot system brought in for the main Fire in the Lake, the Trung bot, I think it was called. This is another bot system that comes with Fall of Saigon, particularly for the Fall of Saigon area, which is 1973 to 75. And so we're looking to that's called the Tay Son bot. So we're looking to do that with the Black April scenario. And what I want to do is just show you a bit of it. So I'm going to try and do my really amateurish camera swap thing. So do bear with me and bear with all the all the shenanigans that's going to go on behind me to get it all working. Right, first thing I need to do is chat amongst yourselves in the chat. Okay, right. Just setting things up here, so I'm going to be using my phone up here as the camera. Can you bear with me? Right. How are we doing? Oops. Let's see if that's worked. Has that worked? Yeah, just let me align it now. Trying to get it steady here. Okay, and I'll just get the screen working. Where are we? No, that's not working. Why isn't that working? Let's put my camera back on. Okay, let's... There we go. So I'm just going to cover what I'm doing here. So hopefully, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to walk over there. Hopefully you'll be able to still hear me. Let me know in the chat. I will look across if you don't mind. Still needs a bit of adjustment here. Never work with children, animals and cameras. Okay, so I think that'll probably do. Let me know if you can see that and you can hear me. Let me know in the chat if you wouldn't mind. So this is the standard Fire in the Lake game, but set up with the Black April Fall of Saigon scenario. So there are only two colours here, two players, the Republic of Vietnam and the North Vietnamese army against each other here. So this is the setup for that scenario. So I just want to go through the differences here, just for interest's sake. If you haven't got the Fall of Saigon, but you have Fire in the Lake, and you didn't go through it on P500, just to run through how we work here. So with the cards, if you know the standard coin system, the cards, they will have, if I put that up to the camera, you have the icons at the top on who goes first. That's basically thrown in the bin, so you just ignore that for the cards in Fall of Saigon for the Black April. If you are doing the extended Fire in the Lake, so Fire in the Lake with Fall of Saigon tacked on the end, then you do keep this, but with the Black April you ignore it because two of the sides aren't even on the board anymore. Instead, what you have over here is, I don't know, you guys may know the Colonial Twilight coin game, which is a two-player game. That system is effectively put into this game, where you have just the two eligible markers, and depending on who's first eligible and second eligible, first eligible gets to go first in a turn. If they use one of these options which are shaded, they will become second eligible next turn. If they use one of the unshaded ones, then they can stay first eligible. Second eligible, of course, the other way around. So that system's in here. Also, the amount of cards you get. So with the Fire in the Lake, you get 3 decks. You also get 3 decks with the Fall of Saigon. You get a 1973, 74 and 75 deck. Although the unique thing here is that you have 3 coup cards. These are the coup cards here. One for 73, one for 74, one for 75. So they are defined coup cards. Normally in Fire in the Lake, all you're doing is you're shuffling random coup cards into the different into your deck. Also, there's a lot less, of course, cards. So you end up with 8 cards plus a coup card per year. So total of what, 27 cards. So it's not a long time to go through, and of course if you're just playing 2-player it's a lot quicker as well. We've got here the Tayson system for bots. So I don't know if you know, it's originally the Arjuna system from Gandhi, and you run through these to see what your opponent does. I'm going to be representing the South Vietnamese, the Arvin here, which are the yellows and oranges. There are no Americans around. It's just me. another thing, that because the Americans aren't around, there is what's known as a little posture chart here. So it's what your capabilities as the Arvin will change depending on what the US are doing to help you off the board, if you like, as well. So I just wanted to run through, one thing here. So using the Tayson system here. So we've got this as the first card in the game. So Jap's Central Cell. It's a North Vietnamese capability card. So normally that would be it's very good for the NVA. This means that their limited operations can select 2 spaces. Normally a limited operation can only select 1, but now that doubles that up. However, as the North Vietnamese are being the bot in this game, you go through a set of criteria to see what they actually do. I'm just going to where did I put it? I've lost my. Oh, hang on. No. Where did I put the? I've now lost the player aid, which has all the stuff on it. Give me a second. Here we go. Right, so we'll also, I don't know if anybody's noticed, I can't quite see the chat at the moment. Let me have a quick look. But there's another interesting thing that that's on here is that, of course, this dice tray is new. This is a custom dice tray from a company called Trade and Tested in the UK. So it's custom made with a logo, of course. Nice dice tray here. So yeah, a little bit of bling for the channel. But anyway, back to the game. So this is the bot player aid card here. And so when we look at this first table, which is non-player eligibility table. So what do they add? This is what does the bot do for the turn. And if we look, they're first eligible because they're of course in that spot there. So here it says if there is a total of 2d6 troops and armour in Saigon, they are not. Saigon has no NVA in it. You ignore that. Then it says if the current event is critical for the faction and effective, play the event. Now you would have thought that would be a critical event, but actually if we look here on the chart, event card chart here, on S10, which is what that card is, it's a P, and a P is performed, not critical. What that means is that if you're second eligible as the bot, you would play the card. However, if you are first eligible, you won't. So this means they won't play the event. It's not critical to another faction, because that was a P as well. Hopefully you're following, this is the Arvin chart, that's a P as well. So what it left as is an operation and special activity, which is the sort of cool part of the game. That's what they're going to do. So they can even ignore that card. So in which case we've got to decide exactly which operation and special activity we're going to do. And I've got this kind of set up here with the chart. So again, these are the Tayson charts. Hopefully, I'm not sure it's going to be good enough resolution for you actually to read the small writing here. But it says any space with NVA base and coin troops, that would be Arvin armour and or special forces. Are there any? Okay, so if we look on the board, we have this area has an NVA base, has coin troops, NVA base and coin troops. So these two areas are possible. So let's put our white markers here. Just as a reminder. there aren't any other bases in South Vietnam, so there can't be anything else relevant here. But with our card, if we get a tick, we go to the next part here. So it says NVA attack. So attack is an operation. With troops and or armour in 1 or 2 spaces. So armour is a new unit in the game, which only comes into effect for the NVA and ARVN. I've actually got one on the board here, but shouldn't really be here. They're actually just slightly different shaped cubes with a point on them, and they have, I think it's 8 each side of them. They're kind of super troops, so they kill the opposition twice as well as troops normally do. Plus also they can be captured, so you can use the other side's armour as well. It's a mechanism for determining that when you actually beat up other people's armour. That's what you'll do. So attack with troops and 1 or 2 armour. Okay. So all right. Can we do this? If we remove any of the following: ARVN armour, there aren't any of those. A US base, there are no US bases of course, because there's no US on the board. 1d6 total of coin cubes. So let's roll the 1d6. Let's see what we come up with here. 6. So is there anywhere we would remove, if we did an attack, we would remove 6 cubes? No, because NVA troops normally will kill 1 ARVN for every 2 of their troops. We don't have any of these. There's not enough troops here to do that. So that isn't available. And it says coin control in Saigon or any 2 population space. So Saigon's down here. We have no NVA there. We can't do the attack here. The only place we can do the attack here. Now this is a 1 population area. This is a 2 population area. So this is the only relevant one. And will it swap coin control? Well, these are already NVA controlled areas, so that won't be relevant either. So actually, when we get down to here, this as an instruction, we can't do this. It's an X. So the X has got this sort of card with an arrow symbol here, which is a flip. So we flip to the other side. Okay, and we have to look at it, and we go extended 4-player scenario and underground NVA. No, none of that. It's not the extended scenario, so we ignore this. So the X goes to here. So here it says we actually do a rally, which is a different operation. So we're not going to do an attack, we're going to do a rally. First thing it says is place 1 armour in North Vietnam, which is when I was practicing why that armour actually was in North Vietnam. So that's the first thing you do. The other thing on here is you have this dice roll number in the corner. So every time you do a space for the operation, you roll against that number, and if you exceed it, you stop. So the bot doesn't do anything else. However, it says here, no activation number roll after placing the armour. So we carry on. The second thing to do, place bases where 3+ NVA guerrillas. Now, if we look on the board, and I've done this, the only place here is Tay Ninh. So we will rally to place a base. So when you rally to place a base, you take 2 guerrillas off and you put the base on. So that bit done. And then select spaces using place guerrillas. So we need to roll to be able to do that with against the 2. So let's roll to see if we carry on. A 4 we do not carry on, so we stop there. Now we do of course have the special activity. So it says here, select 1 special activity. The first one is known as Spearhead, so that's a new activity here. This is what you use your armour for. Okay, so you spearhead with an armour group. So this is a space that has armour in it. We only have 1 in North Vietnam. And it says, as long as it can remove ARVN armour or a coin base. So here, there is no ARVN armour here, but there is a base here. However, we won't be able to move it, so we can't really do that. Move down, it said, to allow to add NVA control using remove. So remove is about when you attack and start removing the other side's units. So we can add control using remove. So if we went here, would we be able to gain control? We already have control. Now the other thing is the spearhead can use what's known as a line of communication, which are these dotted lines, which you see here. So there's a dotted line here which actually leads to Hui. So interesting, if we analyse that, can we add NVA control if we use a remove on Hui? So if we took, and an armour group would be 1 armour with 2 infantry, if they came down the line of communication and ended up in Hui, would they be able to swing the control? And the control is all about number of cubes. So there's actually 6 cubes here. Now, again, if we analyse that, if we attacked with all of this, the armour will kill 2 cubes. The 2 here won't actually kill anything. And the reason is because we have a lingering capability here known as PT-76. What that means is that the armour that they're using is fairly thin-skinned, and so therefore whenever you attack with troops, you automatically lose 1 when you do it. So this means it leaves only 1 armour left, and you'll take off the enemy 1 enemy for every 2 you have. If you only have 1, you won't take any away. So I hope you're following this. So it means that wouldn't be successful. That wouldn't work. Okay, so looking further on here, we can't add NVA control using remove. If there's a space already selected, remove enemies. So if there's 1 space already, is there 1 space? So actually we have these 2 spaces which are at least possible. And can we just remove enemies? So there's 1 space already selected. There's actually 2. So this means that we don't do that either. So then we switch to, this is option B. We're not doing a spearhead. Looking at infiltrate, you can replace a VC base, place troops at NV bases, and then place armour in selected places. So it looks like we're going to be doing that. That's as far as I want to go because it all gets a bit sort of over-explained and things like that. But I just wanted to show you, this is the Black April scenario of Fire in the Lake, Fall of Saigon. These are the Tayson things, which you have to kind of read very carefully to see what's going on. But at least it's a lot shorter than Fire in the Lake itself. And yeah, that's all I really wanted to show you at that time, how you went through the logic of the Tayson bot. Right, let's switch around back to the camera. Hopefully everybody was able to see and hear that. Let's turn that off now. There we go, back. And I'm back in the room. Always was. How are we doing in the chat here? Right. Don't need that anymore. Okay. How does Hartson Mines Vietnam compare to Fire in the Lake? It's quite different. Quite different. They're both card-driven games, but Hartson Mines is a bit more CDG than coin. Also, it's I haven't played a lot of Hearts and Minds, but there's a lot more of sort of battling going on, more than Fire in the Lake, and you've got numbered counters. So you've got like counters at 1, 2, 3, or 4. Which strength point counters, which you add in and take away, whereas of course you just got the cubes on the coin area. It's 2-player only, of course, as opposed to the 4-player and Fire in the Lake. So there's significant differences. I'm not sure how soloable Hearts and Minds is though. Actually, I will check. I've got it actually. as luck would have it, I've got it just next to me. Let's have a look. What does it say on solo? It can be soloed. I haven't looked at it for a little while, so yeah, there's a 8-page solitaire book. So yeah, I'll stand corrected. You can solo it. There is special rules for it. So here you go. I'll shut up. Thanks, Cole. Yeah, that dice tray, very very nice. Took a little while to get it, but yeah, it's quite fun. Charles has got a plexiglass problem. Well, okay. Yeah, I don't tend to use it because of the glare. If I'm doing filming and stuff, I try not to. I find even if it's a paper map, I'll just lay it out for a day and just leave it, and it tends to kind of flatten out for me. Especially if you kind of bend the seams back. I know that's not really very good for the map, but you only kind of do it once or twice, and that's it. Anyway, so that was Fall of Saigon. Just have a brief look at, and I say I think I'm going to be trying to do a recording of that in short order, as long as I can fit it in around everything else. But that's about it from me for this evening. It's gone on over an hour, so you've heard me drone on, or muck around with cameras and things like that. Remember, watch out for Operation Theseus with Cole. And GD42 with Ruff and Anton coming up on the channel. Next thing, of course, will be some more Rough and Blue Donnerschlag on Wednesday evening our time. It should be 9 p.m. British time and 4 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. So watch out for that, and then see these other things coming along. So yeah, hopefully I'll see you then. That's it from me for July. Hope that's been informative and or entertaining. Either one will do. And so until Wednesday, thanks very much for spending a little bit of Sunday with us. And you can go off and do more normal pursuits. And we'll see you on Wednesday. But until then, bye for now.